Today, you're gonna learn the secret to perfect crispy hash browns. Check this out. Hey everybody, it's Natasha of NatashasKitchen.com. We are making hash browns, one of my favorite breakfast foods. I love potatoes, and this really is the easiest recipe. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and when you do, click that bell icon so you'll get notifications every time we post a recipe. Plus, we're playing a game. Let me know if you can find Sharky somewhere in this video. I think we did a good job of hiding him this time, so let me know in the comments when you see him. And I'm craving some hash browns, so let's get started. The most common potatoes for making hash browns are russet potatoes, also called Idaho potatoes or baking potatoes. Peel your potatoes, then grate them on the large holes of a box grater. To contain the mess, I do like to set my box grater over a large mixing bowl and grate right into the bowl. Just make sure you're grating on the large holes, otherwise the potatoes will turn to mush. Here's a quick safety tip. To keep from slicing my fingers, I do love these safety gloves, and I will link to these in the recipe notes. Potatoes do release quite a bit of liquid, so once you have all of your potatoes grated, it's important to squeeze out all the excess liquid. Now, there are several ways to squeeze out the excess liquid. First, you can just use your hands. Grab fistfuls of potatoes and squeeze out as much liquid as you can. Another tool you can use is a potato ricer. This is the same tool we used to make our gnocchi recipe. But this is probably my least favorite method. I find I don't get quite as much juice squeezed out, and it's a lot more work. Now for my favorite method, because it gets all the water out all at once and it's the easiest. Place a cheesecloth over a large mixing bowl and add the grated potatoes. You can also use a thin tea towel, just keep in mind the potatoes can stain a kitchen towel. Now wrap the potatoes tightly in the cheesecloth and squeeze the ball of potatoes to get as much liquid out as you can. Squeezing the potatoes is a crucial step, and it will ensure you have the crispiest hash browns. It not only releases extra liquid, but it also helps remove some of the starch, which can make your hash browns gummy. And it's strangely satisfying to see how much liquid you can get out of those potatoes. Transfer the drained potatoes to a mixing bowl and sprinkle with half a teaspoon of onion powder. The onion powder adds great depth of flavor, and I think it's better than using fresh chopped onions because they won't burn in the skillet. Stir that together, and that's the only seasoning we're adding at this point. I like to add the salt and pepper later so the potatoes don't release any more juice. Now it's important to use the right size of skillet depending on how many potatoes you want to cook. If the layer of potatoes is too thick, it won't crisp up properly. I'm using a 10-inch cast iron skillet for 1 1/4 pound of potatoes. Preheat your skillet over medium heat, then add 1 tablespoon of oil or bacon fat and a tablespoon of butter. Now add your potatoes, spreading them into an even layer. It should be about 1/3 inch thick. Let the potatoes saute undisturbed without stirring for 6 minutes over medium heat, or until the bottom of the potatoes are browned and crisped. Do keep an eye on them though. If they start to brown too quickly, you may need to reduce the heat. Just before flipping the potatoes, sprinkle the top with salt and pepper to taste. Alright, these are golden brown and crispy on the first side, and it's time to flip. Now it can be challenging to flip one large pancake, so what I like to do is use a pizza cutter to cut the hash brown in half, then flip them over. You can also cut them into fourths if you want 4 individual servings. You can see if you wait until those potatoes are nicely browned up, they should be fairly non-stick and really easy to flip. Drizzle 1 tablespoon of oil or bacon fat around the edges of the hash browns. Also dot the edges with butter. That extra grease will travel to the center of the hash browns and help that bottom to crisp up beautifully. Season the top with a little more salt and pepper to taste, and saute for about another 6 minutes or until the potatoes are golden brown and crisp on the second side.
I
just love potatoes. Where are my potato fans? Come on. My husband's got both arms in the air. All right, now all that's left to do is the taste test. And I do love to add a little bit of color to this with some fresh chives. And remember, there's some onion powder in the potatoes, so it goes really well together. And these are actually chives from our very own garden. Let me know if you guys are into gardening or what you're planting this year. Lots of onion. Okay, and I also have my bacon cooked up. And make sure you don't miss the tutorial that we just posted about how to make the perfect bacon with zero mess. Seriously, this is gonna become your new favorite method. And it is so crisp and crunchy, just the perfectly cooked bacon, okay? Perfect also with hash browns. All right, we're gonna jump right into this taste test because I am hungry. This is great for breakfast, but right now it's technically lunch, being noon. So we're gonna dig in. And I want to show you this texture because these are truly crisp on the outside and so moist and juicy inside. Just the perfect hash brown. So let me just show you a bite and exactly what I'm talking about. Take a look inside. See how moist and tender that is in the center and crisp on the outside, so you've got that little crunchy bite when you bite into it. I'll show you. You hear that? Mm. Oh. It's so good. Oh. All this needs is a little bit of ketchup. I love hash browns with ketchup. Who else? Let me know in the comment. This is gonna be the perfect brunch. That's what it is. I'm gonna go enjoy this with my husband, and I might just share my bacon with him too. I hope you guys love this. Let me know if you spotted Sharky in our video. Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you in our next episode of Natasha's Kitchen. Mine. To serve the hash browns. Just totally winging it right now. Let's see what happens. Hey. Oh, oh, oh. It worked. Yeah, look at that, crispy, crispy, crispy. Like laced with crunch. The best. Here you go, dear.
That's for you.
Oh.